Hello to everyone and welcome to today's webinar covering what's new in Catalyst Center 3.1. My name is Tanner Swift and I'll be your host for today's session. I'm excited to introduce a wonderful speaker for you today, but before I hand the mic over to him, we have a few housekeeping items to cover about this session. Today's virtual event will be recorded and made available on demand after the live event, and the playback will also be available on YouTube for rewatch as well. We will provide you with some further details at the end of today's event. Also, we'd love to hear from you during today's presentation. During the session, if you have any questions for our presenters, you can submit them via the audience Q&A section via Slido, and we will get to that live during the Q&A portion of today's event. There will also be a few poll questions via Slido to participate in, as those are going to be live soon to provide your responses. You'll see some QR codes sprinkled throughout your session today to be able to participate. We'll do our best to get to all the questions we can, and if we can't, come talk to us on the Cisco Learning Network. So without further ado, I'd like to kick things off by welcoming Solutions Architect Julio Guerrero, who is delighted to explore the latest enhancements and new features in Catalyst Center 3.1. Julio, incredibly happy to have you here with us today. Right over to you.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Julio Guerrero. As Tanner mentioned, I'm a solutions architect. I specialize in Catalyst Center and Cisco Spaces solutions. I have spent a couple of years already hands-on on these platforms, helping teams to turn complex networks into smarter, more intuitive environments. Today, we are really excited to show our upcoming release for the Catalyst Center that will be available for you on general availability pretty soon. So let's get started. We will move forward today on some of the great new features in Catalyst Center, starting 3.1, 3.3. Possible the GA release will be 3.2, so we will keep you posted. Please stay focused on what we will be releasing for you in the next couple of weeks. And first, we will start discussing about the Catalyst Center new support for Azure Virtual Appliance deployment and the requirements. We will show you what you need to deploy this on the Microsoft Cloud. Also, the integration with our new product, Catalyst Center Global Manager, that will allow you to get all your Catalyst Center in a unified global network management tool. Second, we will explore the rule-based compliance, enabling custom roles and access groups for tailored permissions on your Catalyst Centers. And then we will introduce the new software image management Swim dashboard that will consolidate image repositories and will simplify software upgrades, and also will give you the ability to schedule upgrades too. Then we will have a look on the device group with the campus network for flexible design and wireless enhancement that we have put into this new release. And finally, we will highlight the energy management dashboard, offering power telemetry and greenhouse gas emission reporting and sustainability. So let's get started. First of all, we'd like to know a little bit of which version of Catalyst Center you're running on your network. If you are on our version 2.2 or below, you are 3.2 to 2.3.4. You are on our recommended release 2.3.7.9, or you have already tried our FCS 3.1.3 or 3.1.5. We also like to know if you don't have any Catalyst Center installed. This is a very good point for you to know all the advanced features that you will be able to use in this new release. So let's get started with the platform updates. First, we will take a look on this slide where you can find a high-level overview of the many new features and key enhancements across the platform, NetOps, AOps, SecOps, and DevOps. We will be diving into some of these most impactful of these features today, showcasing how they address common challenges and bring significant value to your network management strategy. On their platform, as you can see, we have the Catalyst Center on Azure that will offer you greater flexibility and accelerating time to value. We will also introduce the site-based role-based access control, or RBAC, allowing you granular permission of management on your Catalyst Center, and the CCGM updates for the Catalyst Center Global Manager. On NetOps, as you can see, we have streamlined brownfield device onboarding workflows. We introduced the new Swim dashboard for simplified software image management. The rules-based compliance, that is also a significant addition, enabling custom configuration audits. In AOps, we have the energy management dashboards, a new workflow for you to easy install and get your agents for ThousandEyes deployed on your Catalyst Center under your switches. And then for SecOps, we will have the security service instruction for SD access fabrics and enhanced visibility into ISO authentication failures, such as other ones. And for DevOps, we have sort of a new API capabilities, new updated APIs, alongside the new reporting features. So on this presentation, we will explore some of these areas in more detail, highlighting the innovation that can benefit a network operation and your strategic goals. So let's get started with the Catalyst Center virtual appliance on Azure. As you remember, the traditional rack stack and cabling of physical appliance is often representing you a lot of CapEx challenge that can impact sustainability goals. With the Catalyst Center virtual appliance on Azure, we are addressing this head-on with the new feature introduced in Catalyst Center 3.1.5 that will allow you flexible deployment on the Microsoft Cloud, offering accelerated time to value and high availability using the native Azure ARM template deployment. And you can also deploy that with our Launchpad. If you're familiar with the AWS deployment of Catalyst Center, it will be very similar to use our Launchpad to deploy a new Catalyst Center on your Microsoft Cloud. Alongside the existing support for AWS, VMware ESXi, on this new release, we will be able to use the Microsoft Cloud for you to deploy the Catalyst Center. Dependencies that you need to know, you will need a shared subscription. You will need at least 32 vCPUs of processing power, 256 gigabytes of memory, and 3 terabytes of storage. We will try to do an upcoming webinar how to deploy Catalyst Center on Azure so you can be more familiar on how to deploy it. Now let's take a look at the site-based, role-based access control. These directly address the challenge of granular access management within the Catalyst Center. Previously we often faced a lack of fine-grained control over we could design, provision, or manage specific parts of the network, and how to limit access to particular product features. With these site-based RBACs, we introduce powerful new capabilities. You can now define these access groups to allow you to apply the custom roles to specific sites and provide granular control down to the area, building, and even a floor. This means you can ensure that network administrations will have access to the network segments relevant to their responsibilities, significantly enhancing security and operational efficiency. So with this level of access control, that will be very good for larger organizations with distributed teams and complex network topologies, to ensure that operations are secure and well managed. We will review this on our demo. About the Catalyst Center Global Manager, as you know, this is an amazing new product for you. If you're managing multiple Catalyst Center deployments, the updates on the Catalyst Center Global Manager, or CCGM, are really exciting. This the primary challenge that we're tackling on with the CCGM is the need for a single pane of glass to oversee and manage the global network infrastructure of all your Catalyst Center instances. So with this enhanced feature capabilities, CCGM now provide comprehensive global visibility, allowing you to see the status of your entire network at glance. It includes global search functionality, making it easier to locate devices, configurations across your deployments, cross-launch capabilities to allow you to simply jump into a specific Catalyst Center instance without logging it again. So with this, you will be having an improved visibility into your Catalyst Center issues, situational dashboard that we will have under the Catalyst Center Global Manager. And remember, to use the CCGM and enroll your Catalyst Centers, you will need at least Catalyst Center release 2379 or higher. And to deploy the CCGM VM, you will need at least 8 vCPUs, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 100 gigabits plus 150 gigabits on SSD for storage. Remember, as for today, the only option that we have to deploy that is on ESXi. And additionally to this, you will require to have HTTP port 443 open between the CCGM and your Catalyst Centers, and no more than 350 milliseconds of latency between them. Going up for NetOps, let's take a look on the discovery dashboard enhancements. This is a common challenge for our, one second. This is a common issue that we have faced for administrators that have been monitoring and maintaining a scale discovery operations. Historically, this often involved navigating multiple screens, typical like an activity task, which could overhead a time and consuming process. With our newer release, we have significantly improved this experience. The Discovery dashboard now offers the centralized options to monitor and manage. You can see all your scheduled discoveries. And this consolidation means you no longer need to jump in between different parts of the GUI to take a look on the discoveries. And we will provide you more intuitive and efficient workflow to onboard your devices. So with this enhancement directly addresses the need for better visibility and control over your network discovery process and simplify the monitoring of ongoing discoveries, allowing you to quickly identify status, progress, and any potential issues with a single dedicated dashboard. This streamlines operations and reduces administrative burden, making your network managed task more efficient. Now, we also have done significant enhancements on the device onboarding process, as you can see. Previously, we had to use multiple different pathways to onboard devices, where you go through discovery workflow, inventory device add, or CSV upload. As you can see, you have different methods here. This fragment approach could lead to the inconsistent, more complex user experience. With our newer release and the unified workflow for onboarding devices, this approach allows you to discover either a single device or range of devices through the one consistent interface that you will have on onboard devices here. The workflow has been simplified to have a credential selection, site assignment for discovered devices, much more intuitive and user-friendly. So with this enhancement, it's all about reducing the complexity and improving efficiency during the crucial setup phase of your network devices. By providing a single clear path for onboarding, we will help to minimize errors, accelerate deployment, and ensure more consistent configuration across your network. Another great update that we have on this software release of Catalyst Center is the new software image management dashboard. We are introducing a completely redesigned SWIM dashboard. The previous experience often involved navigating multiple pages to perform image upgrades, take a look on the software image information, and it could disperse across different parts of the Catalyst Center GUI, making it not that easy to manage, right? So with the new SWIM dashboard, we directly tackle these challenges. Its primary feature is to have a consolidated and enhanced image repository. This means all your software image information, including available images, device compatibility, upgrade status, is not presented on this single interface. The centralization simplifies the process of managing upgrading process across your devices. And well, the goal of this new SWIM dashboard is to provide a clear, efficient, and unified experience for software image management. As you can see, you can take a look on the devices here that needs an upgrade, that they don't have a standard image. And you can also schedule upgrades, and this will ensure to do your network devices are running the correct and up-to-date software. Now, another great feature that we have is the rule-based compliance. This addresses two key challenges. First of all, an ability to audit the network for a specific configuration that are not pushed via the intent. And second, the presence or absence of particular network configurations. So you will be able to run these compliance audits in all your network devices. The traditional intent-based models might not cover every custom configuration requirement, but with this rule-based compliance, we'll be providing a robust solution through configuration audit based on user-defined rules. This means you can create custom rules to verify specific CLI commands, settings, or parameters across your network devices. And the feature will be really good to create a rule once you will be able to reuse and redeploy across multiple sites, ensuring the consistency and efficiency of your network. So this feature will empower your networks to maintain a tighter control and over the network configurations, ensuring the adherence to internal policies, security standards, and operational best practices. This is a critical tool to maintain a compliant and secure network environment. So let's take a look now on the campus network automation. We have added these network and device groups. So historically, we have the intent-based networking model that usually often group devices primarily based on the hierarchy that you have created for your sites, right? With configuration tied to sites using the network profiles. It is effective, but this approach sometimes led to less flexibility for designing traditional networks or managed devices outside the strict hierarchical structure. So with this new feature that we have here, we introduce the ability to create networks in that consist on a device group and individual devices. So a network now can encompass both sites and device group. Crucially, the device group can contain devices from various sites, as I will show you in the demo, allowing you for more logical and flexible grouping. For these features to work, the devices must be already part of the inventory and assigned to sites. And with this enhancement, it's designed to allow you to get more granular control of flexibility on how we organize and manage our campus networks. This is really useful for scenarios where you need to apply consistent configurations to a specific set of devices and span over different type of location or logical sites. And remember, this is still a beta. You will need to enable these, going to this link that we have on the bottom, DNA Provision Campus Automation Enable Beta. And it will give you the options to go to provision and create the networks and device groups. We will review on the demo step by step how to create those and then how you can use them to do the learn configuration. So with this feature, as previously mentioned, for creating the profiles that we were often tied to device roles or CLI templates linked to the site hierarchy, it's sometimes lack the agility to get a rapidly standardization of configurations or existing operational devices. With the learn config feature, we will simplify that. Now you can select the devices that you have already added to a group profile and select them to learn a config. It will allow you to do layer 2 and security configurations to be learned and easily extract. And this key advantage is the ability to append additional configurations on the learn profile, allowing to customization on top of an existing baseline. So the summary view provides a clear overview of what configurations you have learned or opened. And this capability will help you to go over the best practice, standardize your configuration about similar device groups. Instead of manually creating profiles, you can leverage this configuration from a device that is working correctly already. And it will help you reduce the human error and accelerate deployment, making configuration management more efficient and less prone to errors. After you have learned configuration on a device group and a group profile, you will be able to compare configurations. These devices will follow the configuration learned from the previous step, and you will be able to do compare configurations to take a look on the difference in between them. So this will address the need to ensure that devices within a group adhere to assigned profiles and have based on the device roles or CLI templates. With this compare config, you can select the device, compare its current configuration, again, the manual creator or learned group profile device configuration, and it will give you these comparison results that will allow you to see how many devices match to the one that is working properly and which ones have a different configuration so you can fix them. So this is essential to get consistency across your networks and will allow you to identify quickly devices that deviate from the intended profile, facilitating the remediation and ensure network stability and security. Following on campus automation wireless, we will go on the AP join enhancements. You will see that we have a new feature that it's the AP priming. We'll simplify the deployment of access points by allowing you to configure the primary, secondary, and tertiary wireless LAN controller IPs and name details directly from a peer device configuration workflow. This means that when an AP powers on and attempt to connect to join a wireless LAN controller, it already has all the information pre-configured to speed up the initial AP registration process. So these enhancements reduce the manual effort involved to get into each AP, ensure that AP can quickly and reliably connect to the designated wireless LAN controllers. It's a very small but impactful change that contributes to more efficient and automated wireless network deployment and management experience with your Catalyst Center. Some other enhancements that we have for wireless configuration. As you can see, we have added capabilities under application visibility, including flow monitor, exporter monitor for application visibility on your wireless LAN controller. Then we have for mobility, just one second. For mobility global, we will have the global and peer configuration options that can also be enhanced, improving how wireless clients roam and connect across different wireless LAN controllers. Under advanced global, the new knobs have been introduced for device classification, AP image upgrades, AP geolocation, giving you more control over these critical functions. And furthermore, we have the advanced global for optimized roaming hysteresis, which helps you fine-tune client roaming decisions, leading on a smoother and more reliable user experience. These enhancements will collectively provide you more powerful tools to manage, optimize, and troubleshoot your wireless infrastructure, ensuring better performance, security, and client connectivity. Then we will also have for our wireless setups that configuration cloning. This capability will significantly reduce repetitive tasks and ensure consistency with the deployment of similar wireless configurations. We will have support for the wireless LAN profile, the policy profile, and the AP joint profile. For the WLAN profiles, it will allow you to easily duplicate and adapt existing wireless LAN configurations, including SSID, settings, QoS policies, and so on. For policies, you can clone policy profiles to enforce consistent network access and secure policies for various user groups and device types. An AP join profile, this will enable you to replicate settings that dictate how the access points join and register to your wireless LAN controllers. About AOPS, as we mentioned before, we have this new energy management dashboard. This addresses the critical challenge that we previously lacked, the comprehensive visibility into the power consumption by the switches and PoE interfaces, right? We used to have the PoE dashlets that have some visibility also for your access points, but the broader view of energy consumption across the network was missing, right? So this energy management dashboard will provide you a deep visibility into energy consumption of your switches, PoE devices through the network. You will see the total energy consumption, consumption by device type. We will have some other dashlets in there about the savings that you're getting. And you will also have very detailed reports, accessible APIs, and it will offer crucial insights about the cost, carbon emissions, and directly supporting your sustainability goals. So all this data, you can use that from all the devices sites, and trends can be viewed over time, allowing you to get informed for your decision-making about sustainability. So this is a really powerful tool that will empower you to monitor your environmental footprint, identify areas of energy optimization, and contribute for better sustainability goals. Another enhancement that we have set on this new release is the ThousandEyes integration with the Catalyst Center. It was perceived before as a complex because the numerous settings and somehow the complicated agent installation workflow. This presented a challenge for users looking for leverage the powerful network visibility and monitoring capabilities of ThousandEyes. So with this new workflow, you will be able to have a single process that covers the three key aspects. First of all, log into your ThousandEyes account from the Catalyst Center, do the ThousandEyes agent installation, and set up your test for the ThousandEyes. Furthermore, it will offer you the ability to select the switches across the building and different areas for the ThousandEyes agent installation, providing greater flexibility and deploying monitoring agents where they're the most needed. And with this streamlined integration process, it will be much easier for you to deploy and manage the ThousandEyes agents directly from your Catalyst Center, enhancing your end-to-end network visibility and proactive issue detection, allowing you to quickly gain insights for your user experience and application performance across your network. Moving a little bit to SecOps, one of the main new features that we have is the security service insertion. As you can see, this SSI within the Cisco as the access list fabric. You may ask, what is this crucial? So it will allow your organization to inspect traffic across untrust segments for compliance reasons and limit the amount of traffic processed by a firewall. It will lead you to get a lower CapEx requirements, and the benefits of SSI are really good. It will provide a full orchestrated workflow directly from the Catalyst Center to simplify this deployment, and enables the policy-driven traffic redirection based on the SGTs and destination group tags, offering you some more granular control. And this will completely significantly reduce your CapEx and OpEx by optimizing your firewall utilization. So the Catalyst Center workflows steps are very straightforward. First, run a pre-check, and then you set the fabric side, map your firewall's IP, configure the IP policy based on SGT and DGT, and finally, you will be able to deploy that. This integrated approach will ensure that security services like firewalls are simply inserted into the SD access, providing robust security without compromising network agility or performance. And finally, for DevOps, we have introduced a set of new APIs across various categories, including wireless APIs for applications, backup, clients, devices, energy analytics, as you can see on this side, industrial configuration APIs, LAN automations, and so on. We have updated a few for network settings, site design, SDXS APIs, and wireless. We have removed a couple of APIs for SWIM and config archive, and we have an enhanced network device reports. So if you want to learn more a little bit on the APIs, you can go to developer.cisco.com on the link we have before below, and you can learn more how to use these APIs. Now let's jump on the demo. Just let me prepare this for a second and log into our devices.
Just as a quick reminder here, why Julio gets his demo pulled up for you all, are those poll questions are now live via Slido for you to provide your responses on. Also, the Q&A is now open as well. If you do have a question for Julio, we will get to it during the Q&A portion of today's event. So as Julio is getting to log in for his demo here, we really appreciate you all joining us today on the Cisco Learning Network. And we'll get you back to the session soon. Julio, right back over to you.
Just 1 second, we're getting in. I had a log out. Okay, we can get started. This is our main dashboard for the Catalyst Center Global Manager. This may be the first time that you are looking at it. We have the current version, that's the GA release 1.3.1 running on this Catalyst Center Global Manager. As you can see on this main dashboard, we will have all the network status changes. We can monitor all the routing, switching, wireless endpoints, and software-defined access from all your devices across different Catalyst centers, right? So if you want to take a look on how to enroll a Catalyst center in your Catalyst Center Global Manager, well, first of all, you will need to deploy this on a virtual machine, get it up and running. You will need to go into the Catalyst Center Cloud, log in with your Cisco credentials, register to the Catalyst Center Cloud portal. As you can see, it's registered by me. It was registered, re-registered a day ago. And then you will be able to start adding your controllers, right? Controllers means the Catalyst centers that you have deployed that are running 2.3.7.9 or higher will be able to be added here. I just added the one that we will be using as a demo today. We're running, as you see, version 3.1.5. There is a chance that in the future, we will be able to push upgrades from the Catalyst Center Global Manager into each of your controllers. If you see, I can get controller details here. I will get a System 360 where I can just click on this link and will take me directly to the Catalyst Center using credentials I have from the Catalyst Center Global Manager that are tied to this Catalyst Center. Let's try to click on that one. It will be loading. Just give it a second, please. It's taking a few. So if you see, it will be jumping from my Cattle Center Global Manager straight to each of Cattle Center that I'm monitoring, and using this to be enrolled, right? So it took me straight to the System 360. It logged me as an admin. I have a super admin global on my access group for this specific user, and I can just start taking a look on this Cattle Center from the main dashboard of it. Going one step back, in sorry about that. In order to enroll this, we will go back to my Catalyst Center Global Manager. I will click on Add Controller. You will be required to set up a controller name like Catalyst Center 1.5 from Lisbon, where I am based now. And then you will add the IP address that needs the reachability. In this case, I'm using the 211 that it's already enrolled. And then you will need to get the controller member ID. You will need to go here to your About on your Catalyst Center, copy this, paste it back to controller member ID. Since I added this one already, you will be able to get the controller added after you complete the add controller, and it will give you a pop-up message where you will be able to complete the enrollment on the Catalyst Center side. So it will take you to this on settings, global manager integration, and instead of seeing enroll, you will see enroll, right? So now I'm connected to my Catalyst Center global manager. It's enrolled. And remember also that you will need to sign up on these Catalyst Centers where you will need to get into your global manager with the same Catalyst Center cloud using your same credentials, right? It will be tied together and will be automatically registered. Whenever you click on enroll, it will give you an authentication pop-up window where you need to complete that and log with your credentials that you have on both sides. And from there, you will be able to monitor your Catalyst Centers. Just for you to take a look on a bigger picture of this, this is another Catalyst Center Global Manager we have. We will see all the switching alerts, how many devices we have here. We can go for health for all the sites that we have and different Catalyst Centers. As you can see, we can have device infrastructure. We can have the endpoints, dashboard for wired and wireless. We can create situational dashboards, as I can show you here, where you can do some specific. For a webinar, I have created just one with different dashlets. You can edit everything that you need. I added a few for endpoint onboarding time, device health, how the eyes is working on this Catalyst Center itself. So going back here, if you go to system and you take a look on a global manager that has much more controllers than the one that I have on the other window, you will be able to see how's the health, the connectivity. We have some reachable, there's some first. We will have some single node. You can see that it's a 3-node cluster, which versions we are running on them. And again, from there, you can jump from any of those on the System 360 and get straight to your Catalyst Center GUI, as we did it before. And from there, we can take a look on the main dashboard on these Catalyst Centers. So again, in this one, we are running release 3.1.5. Upcoming GA release, we will let you know, maybe be 3.2, but we're still working on that. In a few weeks, you will know more about it. You can try the new homepage that we have. This is very similar to the one that you're really familiar with. And then we can try the new homepage. That if you compare that with the Catalyst Center Global Manager, it's very similar to the main dashboard page that we have. So we'll have the network status changes. We can take a look at the last 7 days, 48 hours, up to 3 hours. You can see the alerts that we have there. And this one, in this case, I don't have any. That's good. We can see the switching inventory, routing, wireless, applications, endpoints, more information about your fabrics for as the access. And for compliance and other notice, you can see from this new dashboard, we have the software images that we have, some advisories that you can take a look, security advisories, configuration compliance, system licensing, and the recent activities that you have triggered on this Catalyst Center. Going back to the main page, you can also take a look on this Explore. You may be familiar with this too. It will give you some very good insights about all the features that you have on a Catalyst Center and which ones you have been using. And this will help you a lot on to know a little bit how the adoption of the product itself is going, right? It will tell you, okay, I have intelligent capture, but I'm not using it yet. For AI analytics, we are using the health dashboard, and it's applied for a different NetOps, DevOps, and for SecOps. This for SD access, we have a extra overview for Zero Trust, where you can see how your network segmentation is going, the trust monitoring, and endpoint visibility to start the journey and start creating a fabric. It will be a really good guidance for you to start using your Catalyst Center to get familiar with all the features we have, right? So let's go back to here. And we have covered a little bit of a Catalyst Center Global Manager. How can you enroll that? And how you will be able to monitor from your Catalyst Center Global Manager all your different deployments, as we saw in here. So now we will take a look on RBAC. It's a really good feature wherever you want to limit a little bit the way that your your network admins are working with the different type of sites, right? I have created a couple of users here. We have the admin that I'm logged in. We have my colleague Tomas and mine Julio. And as you can see, I have an access group defined for Julio, right? So if we're going to create a new role-based access control, we can create a new role where we will be defining the access type that they will be having, right? So let's do one called for webinar 2. You will be able to define the access here for all the different kind of features that we have on Catalyst Center, right? For assurance, for extensions, you can see ITSM, APIs, for network design, network management, operations, you have line automation, PMP, SWIM, network provisioning, and so on, right? So depending on how you want to limit your users, and then how do they log in and then get access to specific permissions per site, you will need to find the access on this role first. You can maybe add a guide here for assurance that they can do some changes. For network design, maybe they can have it too. We will do the summary. You will tell you, okay, for assurance extension and all the ones that we have saw in the previous screen, we will create a role that it's called webinar 2. And then we need to add an access group for it. I already have a webinar 1. So when you create this access group, as you can see, I have a one called webinar that it's only defined for RCDN N5 site, right, that I have on my hierarchy created. If I create a new one, that is going to be the webinar 2, the role will be webinar 2, as we define, and I will define it to be just for this site, right? We have one for webinar 2 will go to the RCDN 6 site. We will create the access group, and then we will be adding the users that will have access to it. In this case, I can just edit mine, edit. I can remove that access group, and you can add either it's going to be a super admin global or webinar 2. Let me save that here. And if I log out from here, and I will try to do that quickly for you so you can take a look. We'll try to log out and log in back to see the the way that I will be using my username, that it will be Julger. You will be able to see that it's limit only to one of the sites that we have defined for this role-based access control per site. Let's take quickly here an inventory. I only have access to the site that I have defined, right? Nothing else for either assurance, for provisioning. All the permissions that I gave to this user, that it's the one we have, will only go through this, okay? So let's jump back to the admin quickly. So we can continue the demo. So as you can see, to create the role-based access control is very easy. You can limit the way that your administrators will work with your Catalyst Center, or you can offer just a view role for a few people for specific sites, okay? Now we will take a look on our new Swim dashboard. Just 1 second, it's getting to load. And if you go to provision and software image management, you will see our new dashboard for Swim, where we can take a look on the images, devices, updates. You can schedule image update, check status, download the readiness report if you have created already, or you can create an image. You can see the workflows that you have created before, as we were doing some upgrades for a few devices. On the image repository, as you can see here, in this lab, I only have Catalyst Center's 9300s. And it will tell you, okay, have this standard image that has been defined for these switches is 171205. It will let you know which one is the recommended and latest releases, and you can download them from here. You can just click here or mark a standard if you want to move into newer release, download from Cisco. We'll click you save. If you get any error message where you're trying to download, it may ask you to sign the authorization for downloading this, log into the software.cisco.com and take you back to Catalyst Center. But as you can see, it's downloading at the image that you can see. If you want to take a look at more details about each of those images, such as the advisories that you have for this specific release that you have on your switches, we can view the advisories here. You can see we have one of a high level advisory for iOS XC. We can see the other one, if you have any advisories, the critical, the high ones. So if you are doing any software analysis in order to upgrade to a newer release because you were hit one of these issues on the software, you can take a really good look here, change mark as a standard. And if you go back to, let me go back here, software image management. If we go to devices, it will let you know, okay, this is on a standard image. This one may require upgrade. That is my Fabric in a Box device. I will upgrade that later. You can update the devices from here and create a new workflow. Oh, there may be. Okay. The distribution checks that will be sent to this device. This is very similar to the usual software upgrades that you have on previous releases. You can activate after the distribution or schedule that for now or later. We will not do any upgrade right now, but with that, on the software image management, you can see that it's a really good way to take a look on the updates that you need on your devices, which ones have failed, successful, which ones are in progress. And again, I really like the image repository view now. It's very like a user-friendly. You can take a look on everything you need on your specific devices, platforms, and families to run the upgrades, okay? Now, we will go into the device groups, as we mentioned. Okay, so this, when you go to provision networks, it will show you the network and device groups workflow. First, we will create a network and assign devices to device group. We will create the group profiles where we will be learning configuration from specific devices. And then we will compare that to identify any deviations in between, right? So in networks, you will be able to create a new network, will be called webinar in this case. We will select all the US sites. We will create a new device group called webinar. It will be only wired since we have wired devices here. I will select, for example, my two edges where you will be able to compare configurations between them. But I want to add maybe another one so we can see that there's a different type of configuration in between a border and an edge, and how we will compare that later. So we are creating a network here called webinar. Then we will create a device group that is called wired. And I already selected these devices, right? So after we select the devices, we will have already our device group, and we need to go to group profiles. I already set a couple of group profiles here, but we will create another one. You can create layer 2 or security template or template profile, where you will be able to create a group profile by learning an existing device configuration, or you can create it manually. In this case, we want to learn configuration from one of my edge devices. It will be a layer 2. I will add it webinar layer 2, and you will see it will be learning all the configuration. You can add VLANs here. You can discovery protocols. You can set all the defaults. This is default values in the device are not learned on the profile. It will be learning only the ones that we have in there. The configured on the device itself. So it learned discovery protocols, STP, VTP, MD, looping, and authentication. So we can click on save. And then we go to return to profiles. We will go back to our networks, go to webinar, go to the device group, and then we will be able to compare configurations, right? If we compare configuration all devices, I want to select the webinar L22 and compare, right? It will be comparing all the layer 2 configuration on between these three devices. Let's give it a minute. Okay, so we can see that there's one match that it's the one that I learned configuration from. It has a couple of VLANs here, looks good, but the other ones may not have the same configuration, right? If I go to my other edge, it says that maybe discovery protocols, LLDP is disabled. It's a default. I enabled that on the other one. Authentication, 8.1x is disabled. It's a default, but I have enabled that on my main edge one's device. What you can see here, I have enabled this and this. So if I compare that with a border device that may be a different type of configuration, it will show me that discovery protocols are not the same, STP is not the same, authentication is not the same, right? So with this, you will start taking a look on some issues that you can have in between your devices. For security too, you can go back to networks, and from this create a different type of comparison for security. You can use the webinar security that I created before, and it will give you same insights about this, okay? To learn which is the different type of, well, the deviation and configuration on different type of devices that you have across different sites, because remember there we have two edges on different sites in here, and it will be helping me to compare that quickly. And finally, I would like to go quickly on assurance part of this new Catalyst Center version, and how will you be able to set up your ThousandEyes. If you go exactly on your assurance dashboard, you will have similar as before. We need to gather some more data in this, and you will be able to set up ThousandEyes from here, right? It will take you to this new workflow. Let's give it a minute, just loading. And you can see, first of all, when you restart the workflow, it will get you to the ThousandEyes login with your account. Then you will be able to select applications that you will be monitoring. In this case, we can select WebEx. You will need to add the domain that you have for WebEx, the test interval. Then you will be able to select your locations. Select your switches. Remember, to get your switches ready, you need to enable IOX, get the app hosting running. There may be some errors sometimes where you don't have the HTTP username. So remember, you need to set it up. We were trying to troubleshoot this today. After you select this devices, you will be able to just get the switch configuration, proxy settings, and then you will be able to deploy your agents on these switches very easy and start monitoring with ThousandEyes from your Catalyst Center 2. So with that, we have completed the demo for today. Finally, we'd like to show you quickly a little bit on the upgrade path that you will need to follow. If you see on the left side, all these releases, they are already end of live support. And we will have our Catalyst Center 2379 as a recommended release. So in order to go to the 3.x, please just wait for the final upgrade guides to go out. But you should be able to go from 2377 or 2379 straight to the 3x release and your upgrade process. We have a final poll today. So I would like to know which of the features you use the most. If you use software image management, SD access, if you already know a little bit of RBAC, APIs, energy management, or none of the above, we will really appreciate your feedback about it. And finally, some key points to remember. First of all, site-based access control. Remember, this is really a game changer for security and operational efficiency. Well, you will be able to get more granular access to your Catalyst Center features in a specific network sites. Then the new Stream dashboard, that it's a centralized way to experience the managing software upgrades and get everything in a very user-friendly interface. Then we have the discovery and onboarding. As you can see, we have streamlined operations to consolidate the monitoring and scaling of network discoveries. And finally, energy management. That will be a really useful dashboard for you to get into your, to get the visibility on the power consumption on your switches and interfaces. And also get through all these carbon emission, reduce operational costs. So we have time for Q&A.
Really appreciate it, Julio. Thank you so much. As Julio just mentioned, we are to the Q&A portion of today's event, so we'll go ahead and take some time for questions now. Just as a reminder, if you do have a question for Julio, you can use the Q&A section via Slido. Otherwise, come over and talk to us on the Cisco Learning Network. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts on today's session. Julio, wanted to get to a couple questions here that came in earlier from Lilia. It's a two-part question, so I'll ask these one at a time. For compliance check, Will it check for one command line at a time, or can we check for a block of commands?
Can you repeat that question, please, Tanner?
Yeah, no problem. For compliance check, will it check for one line command at a time, or can we check for a block of commands?
It should be able to do a block of commands, but I will confirm this on this latest release, so we can review that full answer for you, okay?
Thank you, thank you. And then part two of their question, can we have complex conditions for that? So for example, I want every interface that has a switch port mode access to also have the command ABCD under the interface configuration.
Yeah, you should be able to do like some complex review in there. So yeah, that will be working.
Great, thank you, thank you. Let's get to some other questions here. Can you talk about the main benefits and requirements for Catalyst Center Virtual Appliance on Azure?
Yes, Tanner. So when you deploy a virtual appliance in cloud, it will help you to get benefits as a reduction of your CapEx and OpEx. It will be very flexible deployment and high availability that you will get in cloud. As you know, it will require 32 vCPUs, 256 gigabytes of RAM, and 3 terabytes of storage. You will be able to deploy that with a template or with a launchpad on the Microsoft Azure cloud.
Great, thank you, thank you. Let's get to another one here. What's new with the SWIM dashboard and any upgrade warnings?
Yeah, as you saw on our demo, this SWIM dashboard offers you more options to check the status of the image updates, get a very good list of your image repository, schedule the updates themselves and a specific date and time, and enable download all the readiness reports for updates too.
Thank you, thank you. We are close to here at time. Let me get one more question in here for you, Julio. What insights does the energy management dashboard provide, and what are its requirements?
Well, it will require you to get your switches up to date so they can send this telemetry for energy management. It will provide the visibility into power consumption, the codes, the carbon emissions from all your switches and PoE devices.
Great. Thank you so much, Julio. Do you have any last words or comments you'd like to leave with our attendees today before we do wrap up?
Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the next webinar. Please be ready for this amazing release that we have ready in a few weeks for you. Okay, thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Julio. Thank you again to you, to our producer today, James McDonough, and the whole team for bringing your knowledge to the Cisco community. If you do have an additional question for Julio, we'll keep that Q&A panel open on Slido for a couple more minutes. For even more tutorials, demonstrations, and future webinars, please visit the Cisco Learning Network. You can also follow up with any further questions, view resources from today's session, as well as today's recording through the post-webinar discussion thread on the Cisco Learning Network. We also ask that you please take a moment in answering questions on our post-event survey that is via Slido live right now. It helps us prepare some future sessions, so your responses are appreciated. Once again, we thank everybody for joining us today, and we will see you next time on the Cisco Learning Network.